We were telling friends in the last few days about a new analogy that erupted on the property at the San Antonio office. There is a very beautiful river there. It looks real, but it has been manufactured. The roofers were on the roof one day. How did you find headwaters like that? It was fun for them to think it was real, even though there were pipes under the ground. So there are some suctions at the bottom of the pond, and the water flows into the filter and then through other pipes back into the pond. But the pond was getting cloudy, so something was wrong. And so the people came out and looked at it and decided that that filter had seen its day. It had been working very hard for a while. So they put in another filter, a bigger one. And that filter was working very hard but could not clear the water. It was getting bigger and bigger. Its pressure was greater and greater. Instead of 8 pounds of pressure, it was 40 pounds of pressure. It was a little worrisome because it was not doing well in all of the pressure. Esther was afraid to go in there with it for fear it might blow up. It was not doing well. And after some examination, it was determined that the pipes that were flowing the water back into the pond were clogged up. Not just a little, but a lot. Like concrete almost. The caliche had been so impacted for so long, nothing was flowing through it. So step one was still happening. Step one was happening. Step two was happening. Step two, in other words, flowing back what is wanted. But there were clogged pipes. That's step three. That's what your work is. That was not allowing the water to flow back into the pond. So, with a great deal of effort, several people came with several different contraptions and tried to pry loose that caliche. And finally, they gave up. Just didn't seem possible. And then it was determined to just lay new pipes. Just lay some new pipes. We don't have to go back and dig out what's wrong. We don't have to figure out why the pipes clogged up. Annoying as it is. Seems like negligence. Just lay new pipes. Just lay new pipes. It was astonishing how many days and how many months, how much struggle in the trying to clear this pond. And then in a couple of hours, new pipes were laid on top of the ground just to test the theory. No point in burying them until you're sure. Happy day. Everything's flowing again. So in the days that are before us, it is our anticipation that you will be laying some new pipes. And we want to help you do it easily. We want you to understand that you don't have to get to the bottom of anything. And in fact, that law of attraction will not allow you to get to the bottom of anything. Because law of attraction has the ability to bring you new bottoms with eternal depth. There is no ending. There is no ending to anything. So doesn't it seem prudent to choose where you want to be? Doesn't it seem prudent to choose what you want to add momentum to? So if you've been listening to us for a while, you've heard us talking about you come from non-physical, and that a part of you is here in this physical body, and that you're exploring this environment, knowing what you don't want, and asking for what you do want. And in asking for what you do want, that you are sending forth these rockets of desire. Now, we've been calling them rockets of desire, but we're going to call them rockets of attention. In other words, you are all the time projecting thought about something. So let's just call it active thought. And this active thought is gathering in a vortex, in a vibrational reality. And all of the cooperative components to this are gathering. The question is, are you a cooperative component? Well, if you've gathered a whole lot of unwanted things and you are feeling particularly ornery today, you are a cooperative component to that. Now you have a point of attraction based upon what you've been thinking, what you've been talking about, how you've been feeling, what you've been practicing. You have a point of attraction. So we want to ask you, is your point of attraction vibrationally up here with the things you really want on this emotional scale? Or is your point of attraction here where you're bringing over things you don't want? Because it's all your choice, isn't it? So can you envision these sort of spinning discs, grid discs? Some points of attraction where you are a vibrational match to the best feeling things, and some where your point of attraction is a vibrational match to the not best feeling things. And don't you like knowing that you have some options about where you place yourself? We want you to think a lot in the days that are before us about what your point of attraction is. We resurrected an analogy that we've used for some time, about that merry-go-round in the playground that was going so fast that when you tried to get on, you couldn't. It just spun you off in the bushes. But we want you to realize that there is that spinning grid, so to speak, spinning because it already has momentum, spinning because law of attraction is gathering the cooperative components, spinning that will sweep you up. It will sweep you up from wherever you are. In other words, whatever vibration you're offering, law of attraction is going to sweep you up. And doesn't it make you want to be a little more deliberate about where you are? So what do you do if you've already got momentum going? That's really what this gathering is all about. How do you control your vibrational offering so that law of attraction, when it responds to you, yields to you something good feeling, something that as it manifests, something that as it comes into greater and greater detail is pleasing to you? How do you adjust your vibration? If it's true that you already have momentum going and that law of attraction is bringing you more things like it, then what? Then what? Sometimes you feel like that, don't you? Sometimes people say to us, Abraham, it doesn't feel like I'm thinking my thoughts. It feels like my thoughts are thinking me. And we say, well, you've got some pretty good momentum going if you're feeling like that. So then we offer you the analogy that it's like you've fallen out of an airplane. You have no parachute. And you say, quick, Abraham, tell me what to do. And we say, hang on, it'll be over in a little bit. Because sometimes the momentum is such that you're ill-prepared to do anything about changing it. The momentum's just going to play itself out in an actualized, manifested, realized way. But we want to talk about how to get out ahead of that momentum, how to get out ahead of that vibration. Because you know, when you slumber, you have that resting time when your point of attraction ceases. And when you awaken, you have a greater opportunity to choose the momentum that you begin with. Do you know that when you meditate, you stop momentum? When you quiet your mind, you stop thought. And when you stop thought, you stop vibration, essentially. And when you stop that vibration, you stop that point of attraction. It gives you an opportunity to begin anew. You see what we're getting at? So we're going to be talking a lot about getting out ahead of the vibration, getting out ahead of the manifestation, getting out ahead of it so that you get to choose the momentum. Make sense to you? We think it's a really good premise for lots of wonderful discussion. We're eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. There is nothing off limits. You're going to notice that we are not eager to encourage unwanted momentum. It will be a wonderful experience for you. Esther found herself on many occasions in the last few days as this discussion about the pipes and the spinning discs and the question, which disc are you on? Where's your grid? Where's your grid? Which grid are you choosing? Which grid are you practicing? Which point of attraction are you continuing with this statement? Which grid are you activating with this statement? Which grid are you adding momentum to? That's really the question. So the thought will come to Esther, something will come into her mind, and the question that is erupting now is, do I want to add momentum to that? Do I want to add momentum to that? Because if you add momentum to that, you understand what that means. That means you're clogging up your pipes. You're clogging up your pipes with unwanted things. You're making yourself a less cooperative component to the things that you really want. All right, what do you want? Begin right here. Yes. Second row. Yes. No.